Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. So for today's look, I'm giving you guys an updated makeup routine. I don't want to say my go-to makeup routine because I don't want people thinking this is my everyday makeup because it's obviously not. So this is more like an evening going out makeup routine. So I'm going to show you guys some of my new little techniques and hacks. So recently I've been struggling with my under eyes being super dark with makeup on. So I usually just go in with Tarte Shape Tape, and I never really used to understand why people said it was so dry until I started using a new serum to help this pigmentation, which is already gone, which is crazy. I'll just give you guys a little background story because I feel like I never really talk about skin, but to be completely honest, I'm not that exciting when it comes to skincare, so I do tend to use a lot of the same products over and over. So I had actually received a sample of the Drunk Elephant Glycolic Night Serum. I think it's called the TLC Night Serum, and I used a little sample size and I really liked it. So I went in store to pick up the full size product, and the girl warned me that it would dry out my skin. So first step, I like to start off with my brows. For brows, I've been loving the Huda Beauty Bomb Brows. So what I've been doing is drawing strokes here. So the way I do my brows does kind of look crazy at first, but I promise you it comes together once you carve everything out. So once I get to the second half, I don't really bother with the hair-like strokes, and I just go in and like completely color it in because I do like the tail to look a little more defined. And then underneath, I just kind of go in where I've got hair growth and follow it along, and I go really, really lightly on the inner corner because we want that to look nice and soft. And then again on the end, I just kind of color it in. The 24-hour brow setter from Benefit is my fave, so I just take that through my brows. Usually once you've added brow gel, it'll expose any areas that weren't filled in properly, like that the brow hairs may have been covering. So I just like to go back in and fill in those areas, and that's pretty much it. I'm going to use this brush and the NARS Medium Custard Concealer to carve out my brows. So using a concealer pretty much the same color as your face just helps everything look a lot more natural. I used to use a much lighter concealer to do this, and then I'm just going to go in and prep my lid while I'm here. And then I usually just take the excess on top and I kind of just use it as an eraser. So lately I have been applying the Wishful Thirst Trap Juice onto my face just a little tiny bit before I prep my skin. I just feel like it does wonders, and this is not the serum I was talking about that dries out my skin. Actually, I think I told you which one it was. So the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream is by far one of the most hydrating moisturizers I own. So I do love this for a makeup base. I'm just going to work that into the skin. I also have been going in with the Origins Ginseng Refreshing Eye Cream, and this is to brighten and depuff. Because I do color correct, my dark circles are pretty easy to combat, but when my under eyes become dry, that's the issue. I haven't used this one that much in the past because I used to use the Ole Henriksen. I'm pretty much out of that, so I've been using this. And what I love about this eye cream is that when you add it, you can instantly see it gives a brightening effect, and that's because of the luminosity in the cream. It has a little bit of a illuminator in it, so the little highlight in it is going to help brighten, and of course the actual eye cream is what's going to help my under eyes not be dry and crusty anymore. Next up we have primer, and I have been using the NYX Marshmallow Primer. I find this primer extremely similar to the Huda Beauty Hydrating Complexion Perfection Primer. So I've actually really been loving the way this looks, and I've been reaching for it. It is kind of hydrating. I don't know, it doesn't say if it's mattifying or hydrating, but I definitely think it is a little more on the hydrating side. So once you add a lot of hydrating products to your skin, you can start to see the pores come through because the light's reflecting, but this does just help kind of fill them in. This isn't marketed as a pore filling primer, but I feel like it does a really good job of just smoothing Oh, I always do this. I feel like it does a really good job of smoothing everything out before you go in with your foundation. I'm going in with my Bobbi Brown corrector. I use the shade Light to Medium Peach. This product is just magic. I live for this stuff. I feel like because it is hydrating, it helps counteract the darkness without making my under eyes even more dry. So if you're someone that does have darker under eyes like me, this product is definitely a must-have and the best color corrector. So for my foundation, I'm going in with the NARS Sheer Glow in the shade Barcelona. If I want to look super full coverage, I like to go in with the Huda Beauty foundation stick and then add this. But I don't want it to be too like over full coverage today, so I'm just going to go in with this. Also, I have mentioned this sponge in the past on my channel, but I feel like obviously not everyone knows. But this sponge that I use most of the time is from Melissa Sassine Cosmetics. Way better than a beauty blender, half the price, or if not half the price, it's a lot cheaper. The shape is just amazing. So going in. Do you see how this foundation just goes on looking like your skin but better? Like that's literally what this foundation is. So this is one coat of the NARS Sheer Glow, and what I like to do is just go in only like on the cheek area. Like I feel like I don't need more coverage anywhere else, but just this area here, which can tend to fade away throughout the day, I'll go in and add just a little bit more. So to contour my face, I have been using this in a lot of my recent videos, and it is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour 1, and I use the shade Medium Dark. I think I'm going to pick up the lighter shade because this is a little bit overwhelming. If anyone has watched any of my recent videos, you know how I feel about this horrible applicator, but I just dot it on anyway, so it doesn't matter. So just gonna go in and add a few dots. I didn't just put that straight on my head. Okay, I'm gonna work in one area at a time. And this is a super forgiving product to blend. It's not gonna dry down on you super quickly. So that's also why I love it. I do really like this color though, because although it does look quite dark at first when you apply it, it has a really nice warmth to it. It has a little bit of a glow, so that's why I've been loving it. And lastly, my favorite thing to contour, my nose. And then I contour all underneath the nose, and that's gonna lift it. And then I just like to do a little button across the nose. Okay, so I'm gonna blend out the nose contour with a fluffy brush. Best thing I love about rocking up to my parents' house is finding delicious pizza in the fridge. Can't forget the Coke no sugar. Does anyone else love Coke no sugar? Not Diet Coke, but Coke no sugar. So before I continue, I just want to point out, in a lot of my previous videos, at this point, I would probably have creases and need a lot of concealer, but because of everything we've done leading up to putting foundation on, ignore the creases on my eyelids. So for my concealer, I tried this the other day and I really loved it. So I took a little bit of the NARS Sheer Glow Concealer, and I'm just taking a little bit on a brush and then popping that onto a tray. This is the shade Custard. It pretty much matches my foundation. And then I picked up the new Tarte Ultra Creamy Concealer, and this is way too light. This is the shade Light Sand. The shades were like different to the normal Tarte Shape Tape. So I mixed my concealer that's a little too dark and then my one that's a little bit too light, and then I mix them together. And then what I did the other day to help my under eyes be a little more creamy was add literally one dot, like one little drop, like literally one touch of the, so I don't know, can you guys see? I know it seems a bit excessive for concealer, but I promise you guys it's been working wonders for me. So what I have been doing, and look, it's still really thick and full coverage. So I add a little bit here and then a little bit of a lift there. I like a little bit on the chin just to brighten, and then a little bit on the forehead too. So I'm going in with my sponge and I'm going to blend it all in. And then I'm just adding a little bit of setting spray on my sponge. So this is just going to help my under eyes blend nice and glowy. So before going in with a loose translucent powder, I like to completely set my under eyes first with a banana powder. I'm going to go in and press that right under. So I like to lift and then drag it down in a triangle just around here. And then for the rest of my face, as usual, I'm going in with the Charlotte Tilbury powder in number 2. And then I'm just taking the leftover just to kind of set the lid. So I have misplaced my Laura Mercier powder, so I'm going into the backup stash. I don't know why I'm like this. I feel so bad when I open up a product when I haven't finished the first one, but I lost my Laura Mercier powder. Maybe it ran out, I don't know. But I had been using the Huda Beauty powder in Cupcake. I do really love this. I don't know if maybe it's just a little bit too drying for my under eyes, and when it comes to Laura Mercier, I've never ever had an issue. I really do love this powder, but I'm just going to mix it up today and I'm going to go back to the Laura Mercier translucent for today's video. So we're pretty much all set from the banana powder, but this is just going to be a little bit of a backup just to protect the under eyes from the eyeshadow. Today is a very special video because it is the last video in the history of ever. Okay, this isn't the last time I'm going to use it, but this is the last chance in a tutorial that you will be able to purchase it after seeing it, because the Laverna palette, if you don't know, if you haven't seen my last makeup tutorial talking about it, or you don't follow me on Instagram, which you should because you know they go hand in hand, this last restock was the final restock of my very first palette and it is now discontinued, so it's on sale for 15 Australian dollars. This is the last chance that you're going to be able to purchase it, so I am going to be using the Laverna palette today. Look how pretty she is. There's something that you guys probably don't know about this palette is that I made each row a different color story. So the first row is very like tropical fun vibes. It's honestly my favorite row in the palette. So you guys can see the second row is the baby pink, very feminine, soft, dusty, you know, neutral vibes. And then the last row of course is purple vibes. So I don't know if you guys can really tell when the palette's like as one, because you just see all the pretty colors together. But yeah, a little background story. So for my go-to look, I start off with Deja Vu. So I stamp this on the outer corner of the eye. So I'm going to tap ever so slightly into Slay and Macchiato. I've actually been dipping into this color from the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette, and it's called G Money. So this shade right here is kind of like Macchiato and Slay had a baby. So that's why I have been reaching for that. So I'm just going to like go in with all three. So we're using this shade to blend out the outer corner, but we're also dragging it through into the crease. And then I'm taking the shade G Money from the Jaclyn palette, and that is all going straight under my eyes. And then for my lid space, I love taking a little bit of Softy and then I just press that onto the lid. Just gonna go back over with G Money and just neaten everything up. I'm taking a little bit of this black shade and I'm going to mix it in with Deja Vu from my palette. I'm not doing a full-on liner, but I just like to kind of give the outer corner of the lash just something like that. For my eyeliner, I'm using the Benefit Roller Liner. This is honestly the best eyeliner. I'm a bit sad that I lost the black, so I'm going to go in over the edge and add a little bit more just to get that kind of smokiness going on. This was not meant to be the vibe today. It was meant to be a soft glam, but I'm not mad. I mean, we can still call it that because you guys know any look is called soft glam to me and people get annoyed by that, but I don't care. So I'm going to dust away the under eye powder now, really lightly. I have been loving the Glow Recipe setting spray. And you don't have to be scared to hold it close to your face because it won't like ruin your makeup. For mascara, I'm going in with the They're Real mascara from Benefit. I love this mascara so much. I could even wear it alone without falsies, but we're obviously not doing that today. My favorite thing about this mascara is the way that it makes my bottom lashes look like it doesn't make them look clumpy or stuck together. I feel like it's actually the only mascara that really complements both my top lashes and my bottom lashes. This will now forever be my go-to mascara. So for lashes, I want to try out these 8D lashes from Ardell. I've been really into trying all different lashes from Ardell lately. I feel like they've come a really long way from the wispy days, which I still love wispies, but I'm really digging all of these new styles they've been coming out with. So this style is called 953. Let's see how this lash goes on. I actually really like this lash. So look, these lashes are obviously not going to be as fluffy as my mink lashes, but I don't think I've actually told you guys this, but I am going to pull the lashes. So once I have sold out of what I have remaining in stock, which is like very soon, there are some big plans for the brand, and I do want the brand to be 100% vegan and cruelty free. So all of our cosmetics are vegan and cruelty free. I'm going to pop the other lash on, then I'll continue talking. So for bronzer, I'm going in with Refined Golden from MAC, an old favorite. I haven't used it in a while, but I have been using it again and loving it. I have been loving this brush to contour lately. It's the Zoeva 132 Luxe Powder Finish brush, and it's from the Aristo collection. So I like to go in with this bronzer. So for blush, another product I've been picking up literally non-stop is Bellini from Laura Mercier. So pretty. How I ever used to skip blush, I don't know. For highlight, I've been loving the Maybelline Master Chrome, another drugstore. So you guys can see in my real makeup routine where I'm not trying out new products or I'm not purposely trying to stick to a genre. There's a nice balance of high-end and affordable makeup, which I hope you guys can appreciate. So I like just a bit in the inner corner just to open up the eye a little bit. Still keeping it nice and natural, and then a bit on the brow bone. Same brush for the nose because I like my nose contour to be nice and precise. I mean, not contour, highlight. So today for lips, I'm going in with Coffee and Cuddle and 1993 from my makeup line. 1993 is out of stock at the moment, so if you wanted to pick up something similar to 1993 and you didn't want to wait for the restock, Angel Baby is quite similar. It's just a little more pink, and then 1993 is like a beigey peachy color. So any shade that's out of stock on the website, matte or gloss, will be restocked really soon, but I am gonna use it today because I just feel like it's the perfect tones for the eye. But if you want something similar, Angel Baby is available. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use Coffee and Cuddle as my lip liner, and then I'm going to go in with 1993 in the center. I mean, you could do it with the applicator, but I'm going to be extra precise and go in with a brush. This shade on its own would look so good, but I just can't help myself. I have to go in with the nude, so I'm going to take a little bit of that on the center. And then I'm just going to go in with a bit of concealer to clean up underneath. So this is today's look complete. Hope you enjoyed it. I missed you guys. It's been a while. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.